Hey y'all, I am finally filming again, and this time I don't have to sit on the floor. I can sit on my pink stool, so I'm a little more level with the camera. My husband and I gutted my room completely. Don't mind that, that's mascara. Anyways, my husband and I gutted my room completely, and so, not completely, there's still shit in here, but you know what I mean, like just like gutted it, cleaned it out. So now I have a place to sit right here on the stool in front of the camera so that I can be a little more level with you guys and I'm not sitting on the floor looking up and it's, a whole bad thing. Lighting's still off, but what are you gonna do? So today's video is actually going to be my Holy Grail products. I did this video, I think it was like my second ever video I uploaded to YouTube, or my first video, which was only about like not even 2 years ago, so not really that significant amount of time. But actually, since I've gotten more into makeup, obviously my Holy Grails have changed as I've tried more makeup. So there is some things I have here set on the floor. I also have a list to keep track of stuff, but these are things I qualify something as a Holy Grail in that I have reached for it the most out of all my makeup, and or when I use it, my makeup is like looks the best and lasts the longest using these products. So it's like a combo of things that qualify something as a Holy Grail product. I keep using here. Look at that precious boy. So, we're first going to start off with primers. So my Holy Grail primers. So I have them set out in front of me, my Holy Grail products set out in front of me. My primers, my Holy Grail primers. First one is this Colourpop Matte Blur Primer called All Star. I really love this primer, in combo with the Colourpop No Filter foundation and the Colourpop No Filter concealer, and as you'll see, those are also Holy Grails for me. But this primer works really well. It's super cheap, so this will be like probably the Holy Grail, and I can see I'm halfway done because in the light reflection you can kind of see the line right here. Anyway, so this would be my Holy Grail, one of my Holy Grail primers that really, what makes it the most Holy Grail-esque is using it with my Colourpop, foundation and concealer. It does blur, it keeps my makeup matte, it keeps it looking fresh for a really long time, and I find that my makeup sticks with it. So I really like this primer as especially a cheaper alternative to my second Holy Grail primer, which is my Tatcha Silk Canvas. This is a little gold plate that comes with it to scoop out the product. But yeah, the Tatcha Silk Canvas primer, also an amazing primer, kind of lives up to the hype, blurs my pores, keeps my makeup looking just almost like flawless finish, like that natural filter look that everyone strives for. But this does give me that. This is an amazing primer, and so it smells pretty good. I mean, it's not a heavy scent, but it does have a smell. As you can see, I'm probably not quite halfway done with it. This will last you a long time. Tatcha recently has released a mini version of this silk canvas, and I think I might actually start purchasing the mini version because I think that the product is going to last longer than its shelf life, if that makes sense, and I feel like maybe the mini would be a better deal for me to get. But anyways, so both of those two primers kind of do the same thing, and why I consider them both Holy Grails is they kind of blur my face, give me that natural filter look, and just make my makeup look really amazing on top of them. So I find myself reaching for those primers probably the most. Neither one of them have a heavy scent, so yeah, I do want to try the new Milk Makeup Hydro Grip primer, but these are like my tried and true primers that I know make my makeup look amazing, so now I'm kind of scared to try other primers. I do have a bunch of other primers too on the floor that obviously I use as well, because I don't want to use just my Holy Grails. I need to use what other products I have. Okay, so next on the list is my foundation, and I've already mentioned my Colourpop No Filter foundation. I had to buy a backup because I went through this. This is not a whole lot of product, first of all, so you do go through this pretty quickly. But man, my favorite foundation used to be my Wet n Wild Photo Focus until I discovered these. These are just, in conjunction with the All Matte or the All Star Colourpop Matte blurring primer, these look so amazing. Like this looks, my skin looks just unbelievably flawless. This doesn't have the strong paint smell that the Wet n Wild Photo Focus had, so if you are sensitive to scents and you liked the formula of the Photo Focus, you'll probably like this because it's very similar. It's mattifying kind of foundation. I think the shade range was a lot better too with this one. The Wet n Wild Photo Focus shade range kind of was, yeah, I find that these, like, the day I wore this, when I first wore this, and I wore it on my skin, like, it lasts a long time, regardless of the setting spray I use. This did last throughout the day, like a few hours, and it didn't fade around my spots. The Wet n Wild Photo Focus, I noticed, was kind of bad about fading around, like, my nose area and stuff, although, to be fair, I do wipe my nose a lot, and anyone that knows me knows I wipe my nose a lot. I don't know why. Maybe it's like a nervous habit or something. So that is kind of why my makeup doesn't last around my nose area. But anyways, regardless, this stays on a lot longer, a lot stronger, makes my makeup just look, makes my skin, doesn't look like foundation, but it just looks beautiful. I don't even have, when I take pictures, I don't even have to, like, edit them at all in any way, shape, or form. Like, this will give me that naturally edited look, which is crazy. Because this foundation's only $12. It's not pricey at all. I would would recommend. Just a disclaimer though, I do have oily skin, so if that tells you anything, because this is, I think I said this is mattifying, this is kind of like the Photo Focus, similar-ish, so if you have dry skin, you might not like that foundation a whole lot. I don't know. I've heard so many mixed reviews too on this foundation, but for me it worked really well, so, yeah, my main takeaway from that is if you like the Photo Focus foundation from Wet n Wild, you'll probably like the Colourpop No Filter foundation. Just a good comparison. Also, I have my my No Filter concealers. These also were amazing for me. I used this with the primer and the foundation. It's a holy matrimony right there. These are amazing too. I think I like these better than the Tarte Shape Tape concealer type deal. These really brighten my under eyes, and they set really well with like a, what are those called? Setting spray. These set really well with the setting spray. These were just incredibly brightened up my under eyes. I use a fair and a light shade. The light shade I use to conceal, and the fair shade is what I use to highlight and brighten under my eyes. They're so cheap, so it's like, you know, I can pick up afford to do that. So I've tried the Shape Tape and didn't love the Shape Tape nearly as much as I've loved these, and will keep using these. And I know Fenty Beauty just came out with some concealers, and I'd like to try those, but these are kind of my tried and true, and they're so cheap. It's like, do I want to take the leap or stick with what I know I love? So, yeah, just the whole Colourpop No Filter line was just really amazing. So, if you haven't tried it, I would recommend trying it. I love the No Filter line that they did, their face products that they did when they expanded, and I love that line. I don't know, like, it just works so beautifully for my skin, and every time I use it, my skin's just beautiful. The foundation matches perfectly, like, everything is just worked out so perfectly with that line. So I think I found, like, the face products that work with me, and I'm gonna stick with it. I'm never that excited about foundation releases anyways. I'm just like, ugh, So every time a foundation releases, I never get really that excited. But Colourpop's kind of a brand that I'm almost have a cult following for. Not quite. Actually, that's a bit of an exaggeration, because there was like a year I went without buying Colourpop. Well, a few months I went without buying Colourpop, so I don't like follow them that closely, but I really love their products, so. But I know Jeffree Star's also coming out with a foundation line, and I'd kind of like to try his foundation line. I'm curious to see how his foundation line would work for my skin. I think he has a little bit different skin than I do, because he didn't, if I remember correctly, he didn't like the Colourpop No Filter foundation, and I don't think he liked the Photo Focus foundation. Or did he? I don't actually remember. Don't take my word on that. So I don't know. I think he has a different skin type than I do, and if his initial launch might be more catered towards his skin type, so I don't know if he'd even work for me. But I still am looking forward to trying his face products, because I kind of am interested to see what he's going to formulate. And that's probably the one other time that I will branch out from my Colourpop range and try something new. And next, this is my cream contour holy grail, because I reach for these matchstick trios every day. I have the Urban Decay palette, the contour palette that has the cream side and the powder side, and I still reach for these 10 times more. Every day, every time I do my makeup, I reach for these. And you know what? These will last you. These little sticks will last you. Look how much product. Wow. I still have a bit of product left. So, these last you a long ass time. I'm going to see how much product I have of each thing. Because, yeah, these last. Oh, wow. I don't ever use the highlighter. That's the one thing, is I don't ever use the highlighter. I just use the concealer part and mainly the cream contour part. The shade, Amber. I use the concealer sometimes. Okay, so mainly I use the shade Amber for my cream contour. So when I run out, I'll probably just have to restock this one shade. Because this, yeah, I use this pretty much every time I do my makeup, and that's about what I have left. So this should last me a little bit longer. This blends beautifully. The contour shade, Amber, blends beautifully. Well, they all blend beautifully. They kind of blend into like a powder-like consistency, so it's cream, but it'll blend out like a powder kind of, so it doesn't stay creamy and greasy on your face, if that makes sense, because I have oily skin, so I don't like looking oilier than I already am naturally, so these blend out in like kind of a powdery way, and they have a beautiful finish, easy to work with, easy to blend out. I mean, I never have any issues blending out the cream product, so I think those work really well, and I reach for them every day, so that's why I consider them holy grails, because I'm always reaching for them, so I'm like, must be holy grail status at this point. My holy grail contour powder is the Kevyn Aucoin medium sculpting powder. You can see my reflection. Anyway, so you can see the dip I've made in this. This stuff also works amazingly. It's just a simple powder. I will put this over my cream contour, and I reach for this pretty much every day. I also have the NYX blush in Taupe that I reach for a lot, but I reach for this probably the most. It gives me the beautiful, perfect chiseled look. It's easy to build up, so it doesn't come on your skin super, super like contoured tone, so you can build it up and really work with it to make that chiseled look. And like all my most chiseled contoured looks have been using the Kevyn Aucoin medium sculpting powder, so I just love the way it makes your skin look. Yeah, it doesn't come on super strong and like this super crazy line. Like, it's easy to work with, so beginner friendly. It is really pricey, so maybe not beginner friendly. Beginner friendly, I would say, would be the Wet n Wild contour duos that they have in Dolce de Leche, and Caramel Toffee, I think, is the other one, would be a good beginner one. That's what I used when I was starting off contouring. Or the LA Colors I Heart Makeup contour palette was another good beginner contour thing. But when you really get into like serious contouring, and you want like just an individual powder to use, this is a really good one. like I said, it gives you a really chiseled look that's easy to build up, and you won't go really overboard with this. So I find I reach for that a lot. So also has acquired Holy Grail status for me. Next up is, and this is a cult classic among like everybody. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people. RCMA, the original no color powder. This does not give me flashback. This just works really amazingly. It doesn't give me a white cast, flashback, any kind of crazy shit like that. Like, this is just the perfect powder. I mean, and this will last you so long. I've had this for months. I haven't even made it halfway through. This is gonna last you a long time. Like, honestly, probably longer than it's gonna be good for. So, in all honesty, I don't know if they make a smaller, although I don't know if this actually goes bad. This might be fine to use for a long time. But yeah, this stuff is, I think this is like makeup artist grade. Like, RCMA is made as a company made for makeup artists. So honestly, like, obviously their products are probably gonna be like makeup artist quality. So yeah, this powder has gained like a kind of a cult following regardless. And like, so many people love it, and which is why I decided to try it out, and now I love it, and I use it out like every day, or not every day, but every time I do my makeup. And part of the reason why is because of how much product you get. Like, this is gonna last you a long time, and so you can afford to use it every day. Like, I'm not even halfway done with it. I've had it for months. So yeah, and just, I love the beautiful finish this leaves on your skin, like kind of like that poreless look, and that natural filter look kind of thing. Like, honestly, all my, like, when I use all my Holy Grail products together, like, I don't usually use any kind of editing or filters on my pictures I take on those makeup days, because like, this stuff is like the holy trio, or holy, what is the word I'm looking for? Holy matrimony of products? I don't know if that's even makes sense, but so they all work really beautiful together. And so this powder's really good though. Like, it's got a cult following for a reason. Like, it just, your skin looks amazing when you use it. Your makeup stays, like, my makeup stays matte, and partially I want to thank this product for it, but there's another product I'm going to bring up that I think is the real reason that my skin stays matte. That also has a cult following, and I'm about to bring that out right now. Urban Decay All Nighter. I love this so much that I had to get a travel sized, because this stuff, of all my Holy Grail products, is probably the Holy Grailiest of them all. And this, like the RCMA No Color Powder, has a cult following, I think even more so than the RCMA No Color Powder. This stuff is just like to the next level. My makeup, from when I wake up in the morning, so I substitute teach, and like, I'll put my makeup on around like 6 a.m. until 4 o'clock. I mean, like, it doesn't budge. Like, my base makeup doesn't budge. This stuff is so freaking incredible. I don't even know how I had never used it before. Like, I'm like, has opened my eyes to like a whole world of setting spray, and this is the only setting spray I'm ever going to use from now on. Well, I have a bunch of other setting sprays, actually, that's a lie, that I need to get through. But when it comes to repurchasing, this will be the only one I ever repurchase ever again, because this is the only one that just works like a dream, like, makes my makeup just stick, and stick all day, and no oiliness, nothing crazy ever happens, it just sticks due to this, and it's, So, I think the Morphe setting spray is a dupe or very similar to this one. I don't know though. If you guys know, let me know. But so far, the All Nighter one, I'm sticking with that for freaking just ever. Okay, I don't have all my cult favorites or my Holy Grails, because a few of them are skincare. I have my skincare Holy Grails, and they're in the bathroom. I have some body care Holy Grails that are right here, or one. So the next thing that is a Holy Grail is the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara. This is gimmicky. But man, is it have a right to be gimmicky. The Kush Mascara, and look how faded my thing is. This thing is hefty. I'm about to repurchase some, but I'm repurchasing it in the mini size because I've been reading that mini size mascaras are the way to go. So when I repurchase this is going to be in a mini size because this is a whole freaking lot of product, and I've had this for almost a year now. Mascara doesn't even last a year, so yeah, I'm just going to buy the mini product because I don't wear makeup every day, and for me, investing in like a gigantic mascara might not be the smartest thing because I don't wear makeup every day. Like, it's gonna go to waste. So anyways, this Kush mascara it volumizes, it lengthens, it is just beautiful. The only issue I have is the brush is really big, so it's hard to use in your lower lash line. So that's another reason why I want to get the mini, is hopefully the brush isn't as big, although I don't know because it might be about the same. But this is such a beautiful volumizing, lengthening mascara. Works beautifully, stays all day. It frames your eyes in the most beautiful way. Just a really good mascara. Really, this one and the new Colourpop one I reach for the most. This one I reach for the most, but I try not to use it all the time because I want to savor it. But I also know I need to use it because it's going to be going bad soon. And this is a hefty little fella. Like, this is some heavy packaging. Heavy-duty aluminum packaging. Anyway, so this is a really beautiful mascara. The mini's only $12, so I would get the mini. Honestly, in any mascara, it would not be a bad idea to get the mini because mascaras don't last long. Full size is kind of like a waste if you're not going to wear it every day. If you're going to wear it every day, then yeah, I guess get the full size. But if not, or if you have a lot of other mascaras, get the freaking mini. That's a better deal. My last holy grail is the Anastasia Brow Wiz in Taupe. I just got this because of its cult status, and I love it. I love how I can like trace my brows and make them look super sharp with the pencil. Just, it's easy to work with. It's got a little spoolie. I'm honestly grabbing for this more than my pomade. Pomades are a little too intense for me. I don't like the chiseled brow look, so I find that a brow pencil works better for me to give more of that simple, like, kind of like, not microblade. I think it's microblade look. I don't know, but because I don't like the super chiseled look, you might prefer a pomade, but they do have a new dip brow gel that I want to try that looks like it's an all-in-one brow product too. Like, I use just this. I mean, I don't have like a whole brow routine, so that's another reason why I always reach for this over my pomade. Also my pomade's from Kat Von D, so I wanted to, I mean, I still use it, obviously, because I paid for it. I'm going to use it up, but it's like not going to repurchase it once I'm done with it because I don't support Kat Von D anymore. But yeah, this is just really good. I can see its status, like the brush is small enough to work with, and you can like really carve out your brows, and it's hard to go overboard with it because it's a brow pencil, so I really love it, and I'm always grabbing for it over all my other brow products. Well, I don't have that many brow products. My few other brow products, I'm always grabbing for that, so I really like it, and I want to try the dip brow gel and see how that works, and if I like that any more or less. So the last thing I have is my Sol de Janeiro Bum Bum cream. I have all of these still. I need to use them up. Have I noticed tightening effects? No. I'm also really young still, so I don't know if that tells you anything. Like, I don't really know that I'm a good indicator of its tightening effects, because I'm still young, so my skin's not really, like, loose yet. But it smells good. It's so moisturizing. It just feels, it's, like, so easy to spread around, because it's kind of thin. Like, it's not, like, a body butter that's kind of, like, but it's still moisturizing, and it smells amazing. It's just a really good product. And I'm buying the minis because they're cheaper. I'm such a big cheapskate. Like, I'm buying all the minis of things because I'm just like, minis! So, but yeah, it's a really, I mean, I use it every day, almost every day. I always reach for it. So, again, cult status for me. Holy Grail status. Freaking lid's like stuck on. Fudge. Anyways, so those are like, that's kind of like my Holy Grail lotion right there. I have some other Holy Grail. The Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Foreplay Body Wash is a Holy Grail for me. I love that body wash. In conjunction with those, my skin's like amazing, and the scent lingers, and it's soft, and it's so luxurious, and I love it in my morning routine. So, anyways, I have some like skincare Holy Grails. I keep wanting to say cult favorites. Skincare Holy Grails that I also use, but I will probably talk about those in a later video. Those are just kind of like makeup Holy Grails. Also, I guess my Brazilian Boom Boom creams, which are just in my room, so I decided to pull them out too. But yeah, those are my Holy Grails, stuff that I'm in love with, that I use all the time. Yeah, so I hope to see you guys soon. I need to get back on to recording more consistently. I'm horrible at it. But, so yeah, this is my updated Holy Grails. So, alright, I will see you guys later. Bye!